I found this subreddit the other day, and the minute I found it, I knew I had to make a video about it. The subreddit is called, "Where Are All the Good Men?" For those who aren't aware of the subreddit, it is a sub dedicated to posting pictures of women complaining about the lack of quality men while they meanwhile are hardly a prize themselves. It's a good source of entertainment. I know that it will have a short shelf life, however, as, like with the wall subreddit that was recently taken down, this too will suffer a similar fate, knowing Reddit's approach to anything slightly critical of women. Heaven forbid they are held accountable for their actions and silly musings on the dating scene. As I genuinely believe it is a matter of when and not if, that this subreddit will be banned at some point in the future, likely once it has gained enough traction and enough presence online for enough women to find the sub. As I know this will go soon, I am happy to encapsulate some of the posts that are up currently so we can have this video as a sort of time capsule. To further show the point, I will quote their community bio. In response to the subreddit Nice Guys, this sub is dedicated to exposing all the women who complain about wanting a good man, to show what happens when women reject decent men for jerks and promiscuity, along with showing the unreasonable standards many women have while offering little to no value themselves. A majority of the posts on this sub are screenshots from girls' dating app bios, in which they routinely profess major character flaws or inadequacies followed by high demands. The usual nonsense. For any single man who has used a dating app in the last few years, this will, sadly, be all too familiar. I took great glee in the fact that there is, at the time of making this video, 65.8 thousand people who feel the same way as I do. To give the idea of what we are dealing with, here is a perfect example. So her height, 4'11", that's not bad. Guys like girls shorter than them generally, she is going to be shorter than most men, that's great. 3 kids, 3, and how old is this girl? 18 years old. Unbelievable. She has had 3 children by 18. Meaning that the first she must have had by age 14 or 15 at least. Rather disgusting. Okay, so she has children, that's a deal breaker for some, but not for others. What's next? Currently homeless. If you have a home, preferred. With this I know that most if not all of you are laughing, if not, just hold on. She's religious, waiting for marriage before you can have sex with her. She has 3 kids, she's done with sex, already at 18. Now how about her requirements? You may think, a girl like this, she must be trying to balance out the massive mess she is in, homeless with 3 children. Her demands: men only. Serious inquiries only. No face pictures until text. Must make good money. Well. Okay, now that's got you snickering, admit it. You might start this feeling annoyed, feeling agitated, but then it gets to this point and you can't help but laugh. This is ridiculous. The next post I want to talk about is this. It's taken from some forum, I'm not sure what. It's a woman posting it. I'm 42 and my peer group ranges from around 37 to 48-ish. One of my friends, 43, got left by her same-aged husband for a 22-year-old. Before they divorced, he was complaining that he had married an older woman when her birthday was 2 months before his. Yet he himself was balding and graying. No beer belly, yet, while my friend was desperately trying to keep the attraction by getting fillers, dressing up, his face was hollowing out and he dressed like he was going to cut grass when we all went out. Divorced men around my age proclaim they'd never date a woman in her 40s. That early 30s is the latest they will go. A superior of mine at work is sad over the fact that her husband asks if she would consider Botox. At parks and beaches, I see tired, frustrated wives watching their husbands check out younger women while they are out with their kids. Of course there are couples where this doesn't happen. I know one friend whose husband has eyes for no one but her, who focuses all his attention on their 4 kids together. Yet even those women get berated by society for having wrinkles, for the stretch marks from having the kids that society harangues them into having, for crow's feet and laugh lines they get from smiling, something that they are always told to do more of, for being worn out and not fun anymore because working moms and stay-at-home mothers alike are still the ones running the household 90% of the time, while men don't even make their own sandwich. What's worse is that people say it's okay for men to want physical perfection. That good on a man if a girl that could be his daughter is in his bed. Yet scandal upon scandal if his wife is even a day older than her husband. I get it, men gain weight as they age, their hairline recedes. That doesn't make them unworthy of love. But why can't it work both ways? Now, a commenter posted who perfectly responded to this and summed it up brilliantly, so shamelessly I am going to quote him here. Gentlemen, women are human beings and men are human doings. She's perfectly happy with all the privileges of a human being and doesn't want any of the responsibility of a human doing. Until the tables turn and now she's a wrinkly, bitter, nagging, criticizing, complaining old hag who brings nothing but sour bitterness with her smelly raisin pussy. Hieto has now accumulated enough resources and life experiences to attract a hot ass half his age. This enrages her. How dare he not value her forever and ever just for existing? How dare he be turned off by her aging and bitterness? It's time for her to compare apples to oranges. That seems to be apples to apples if you believe that men and women are equal. She does this by comparing the physical state of her body to the physical state of his body, and she complains that. Why can't it work both ways? Because men and women aren't the same. At all. Therefore, the same thing isn't the same at all. It isn't even in the same ballpark. Case in point, your deteriorating body and his deteriorating body. They aren't the same thing because men and women are looking for completely different things from each other. I guarantee you, that if she or her friends did these 3 things, they'd have their husbands smitten for life and they'd have a monopoly on his attention. Keep his stomach full. Keep his balls empty. Keep his ego fed. That's it. It's that simple and that easy. But no. These harpies told their husbands to make their own sandwiches. They told their husbands that they weren't in the mood tonight. They nagged and criticized the shit out of these poor guys and exuded nothing but unpleasant bitterness. So when the guy looks back on his marriage, he sees an aging, bitter hag who sexually rejected him 10,000 times, who tears him down at every turn and who brings no positive value to his. On the other hand, is a drop-dead gorgeous smiling, fun to be around 22-year-old with perky boobs and a firm ass. Who cares whether she'll make a good lifelong partner? Right now, she brings positive value to his life. He's now wise enough to know to enjoy it while it lasts and to drop her for the next one as soon as she too inevitably turns sour. So, it's quite a red pill community without really knowing it, it seems. I'll finish it with this one. This one is typical as the entitlement here is overwhelming. I've cropped out the profile picture, but for context, she's about a 4 at best. So for starters, too lazy to type out full words, possibly illiterate. She has a short temper. Looking for a 10 in looks, of course, however all men are useless and we don't know how to respect women. She's very talkative, I'm sure she talks all the time about absolutely nothing. The next bit doesn't even make sense. I need whoever interacteth me'll be clean heart and he should be the talkative and straightforward guy cause I'm straightforward person. I don't want the headache of reading the rest so I will let you read it. She's 31 though, so she's got to this age and still can't write properly. She wants a decent man though. Thanks for watching, check out the sub before it goes.